we estimate the shape of the abdomen. In this case, this is normal shape for normal sthenic type of the patient. The left and the right parts of the abdomen are symmetry to each other, and we have no hernias. Hernias, and we don't see the peristalsis of the bowels. And for the first, we must inspect the oral cavity. Do you remember how to inspect the oral cavity?
Yes, ma'am.
We must ask our patient to open the mouth, tongue outside, and we look, they inspect the mucous membranes, the teeth, the tongue, and so forth. After inspecting vertically, we ask our patient to lay down, put off their shoes, and lie down. Now, head here, legs here. This will be a right position of our patient. We must sit at the chair near the bed of our patient, not at the bed of the patient, but on the chair. At the right side of our patient, and we must look at the face of our patient. We must observe the reaction to palpation, to our palpation of our patient. That is why we must be to face of our patient. The arms of the patient must be along the body, or maybe at the chest, pounding the chest. So, one else looking at the shape of the abdomen. Then we look at the symmetry of the parts of the abdomen, and we look for movements, inhalating movements. You see the movement? No, you're breathing. How you breathe? You see the movements of the anterior. If you don't see, you may put your palm on the abdomen, and in this case, it will be more visible by moving of your hand. So in this case, the anterior wall of the abdomen takes part in inhalation and exhalation. And once again, if it does not take part, this is the symptom of acute peritonitis. Then we inspect the linea alba and umbilicus for hernias. We ask the patient to get yes, and we palpate. In this case, there is no hernias. Lay down. This is normal. In the case of the hernia, we will palpate the hernia. After this, we must perform the auscultation. Once again, we auscultate the abdominal aorta, the renal arteries, and here. In this case, there is no vessel roots, and after this, we may listen the intestine motility. In this case, I hear intestine motility, and it is normal. It is not increased and it is not decreased. And once again, the second sign of acute peritonitis, the absence of bowel motility. After this, we may perform palpation. You must know that palpation is divided in two types: light palpation or superficial palpation, and deep palpation. And light palpation is divided also in two types. One type, the purpose of the first type of the light palpation is to know the localization of the pain. And the purpose of the comparative light palpation is to estimate the tenderness tendon of the muscles of the abdomen. So the first light palpation. Before the palpation, we must ask the patient to point the pain if he has a pain in the abdomen. So we ask, do you have a pain in the abdomen? No. If our patient doesn't have the pain, we may start from left iliac region. So we start from the left iliac region, then left paraumbilicalis region, left lateral region, or in some textbooks it is called left lumbal region, left hypochondrial region, epigastric, right hypochondrial region, right lateral region, right paraumbilicalis region, right iliac region, and hypogastrium. And you see the direction of the fingers. Direction of the fingers from the bottom to the top. And we change this direction of the fingers only in two regions, lateral regions. Understand?
Yes.
Once again, if our patient doesn't complain to the pain in the abdomen, we start from the left iliac region. Left iliac region, left paraumbilical, left lateral, left hypochondrial, left epigastrical, right hypochondrial, right lateral, right paraumbilicalis, right iliac, and hypogastric. And if we note, we may find a pain and ask the patient, did you feel the pain while palpation? No. In this case, this patient does not feel a pain. In some cases, our patient may answer, yes, I feel a pain, for example, in the left hypochondrial region. If a patient answers, yes, I have a pain, for example, he has a complaint, doctor, I have a pain at the left iliac region. In this case, the palpation, we will start from the right iliac region. So the main rule, remember, the main rule of light palpation is we start a palpation from the most remote region from the painful. Understand?
Yes, madam.
That is why before the palpation we must ask our patient where you feel
The pain.
where do you feel the pain. Understand? Why we must start the palpation from the most remote area? Because if you will start from the painful area, your patient will feel the pain
In all the
along all his abdomen, and we can't localize this pain. We can't localize the area of the pain. Understand? So this is the light palpation for locating the pain. And comparative palpation. Comparative palpation is the comparing of the symmetrical regions for estimating the tenderness of the muscles. So we also start from the left iliac, right iliac, left paraumbilicalis, right, left lateral, right lateral, left hypochondrial, right hypochondrial, epigastric, and hypogastric. In this case, the abdominal wall is not tended, and we can say the abdomen is soft and unpainful. And the tenderness of the muscles is a sign of acute peritonitis. So in the case we find the tenderness, we may say that our patient have peritonitis. So this is the third symptom of the acute peritonitis. Understand? Remember the third, tenderness. And light palpation, by light palpation, we may estimate the rebound. What is the rebound? The rebound is also the fourth symptom of acute peritonitis. So we press slowly and then we remove our hand fast. And if our patient feels the pain while fast removing, this symptom is considered to be positive, and in this case this will be a symptom of acute peritonitis. So once again we press slowly and remove fast. Do you feel pain? No. In this case this symptom is negative. This patient has no acute peritonitis. Have you any questions about it? No.
Question.
What?
If patient have pain in left lumbar region, then from where we can start to?
Here?
Yes.
From here. This will be the most remote. And
Yeah.
we will,
And if the pain is in the epigastric region?
if epigastric, we may start from the left leg. This is remote from here. Any questions else? No. This is clear for you. Yes. Now, deep palpation. Deep palpation has a purpose to estimate the properties of the intestines, stomach. And you must remember the topography of the intestines. So he is located like this, oblique. The cecum, then ascendens, colon, transverse colon, descendens, sigmoid, and here stomach. So we may palpate in 90% sigmoid, cecum, in 70% descendens colon, and sometimes stomach. Other parts of the colon, normally in healthy men, we can't palpate. So, and deep palpation have 4 stages. The first stage, we must put our fingers at the anterior wall, parallel the axis of the intestine. We put our fingers like this, slightly bent. Palpate by right hand. If I right-handed, left hand if you left-handed. We start from the sigmoid. How to palpate? We must find the axis of the organ. How to find this axis? We must find the line between the umbilicus and the upper anterior spina iliaca superior anterior. Here, this line, we must divide it into 3 parts: the outer part, the middle part, and how it is called? Last part. So we need outer part and middle part. So this line, at the border of the outer part and middle part of this line, this is the axis, oblique axis of the organ, the sigmoid part of the bowel. So here we put our fingers.
Ой, здравствуйте, извините, пожалуйста, мне не подскажете?
Не знаю, где, зайдите в лаборантскую. So here we put our fingers like this, slightly bent. Then we ask the patient to inhalate. One inhalation, we move the skin and make a skin folder till the umbilicus, like this. And then we ask our patient exhalate. While exhalation, inhalate and exhalate. No, by the abdomen. Inhalation. Now, exhalation. While exhalation, we are deeping into the abdomen. Once again, inhalate, exhalate. Once again, during exhalation, once again, inhalate and exhalate once again. And during the exhalation, we roll upon the sigmoid part of the intestine. While sliding and rolling, we may estimate the properties of this part of the intestine, so the sigmoid part. So I palpate the sigmoid in the left iliac region, like a tube, diameter 2 centimeters, smooth, and painless. Yes? Do you feel the pain? No. This is the sigmoid. Do you have questions about this? No? No. Then second. How to find second? Once again, the same line between the umbicus and the spina iliaca superior anterior. We divide it into 3 parts. At the border of the outer part and middle part, we put our fingers, ask our patient to inhalate, make a skin fold, exhalate, dipping the fingers, inhalate, exhalate, once again dipping, inhalate, exhalate, dipping, and then rolling. And under the fingers you will feel the part of the intestine. In this case, cecum is palpated in right iliac region. The form cylinder with piriform ending. It is movable for 2 or 3 centimeters, diameter 3 centimeters, and painless. Do you feel the pain? This is the cecum. For palpating the ascending and descending part, we must use our both hands. One hand we put here, lie, and right hand, this is the axis of the ascending part of the colon, we put like here. Then we ask to inhalate, make a skin fold, exhalate, 1, inhalate, exhalate, dipping, and inhalate, exhalate, and rolling. This part of the colon is not palpated in this case. This is normal. Then the descending part. We put our hand, sita. We put our hand at the left lumbar region. Right? Down. The right hand we put at the axis of descending part here. Then ask our patient to inhalate, making a fold, exhalate, dipping our fingers, inhalation, exhalation, inhalation, exhalation, and rolling. This part is not palpable in this case. In some patients we can palpate. Then transverse. In male, the transverse colon is located at the level of the umbicus, or maybe 2 centimeters upper than umbicus. In female, the transverse colon is located 2 centimeters lower than umbicus, like this. So, in this case, firstly, we must estimate the lower border of the stomach. How to estimate the lower border of the stomach? We may percuse from intestine tympanic node to the stomach tympanic note, like this, for 3 lines, these lines. You hear, once again, the change between the tympanic sound. You hear. So this is the first point of the stomach. Here, you hear the change. The sound becomes more loud. The second point.
Yes.
And the third. This is the border of the stomach. Understand? So, if we find the border of the stomach, we put our two arms 2 centimeters lower this border here. So at the level of the umbicus in this case. So we put and ask our patient to inhalate, make a fold, then exhalate, 1, inhalate, 2, inhalate, 3, and drawing to the spina iliaca superior anterior at the right and at the left. So the direction like this. In this case, transverse colon is not palpated. Have you questions about deep palpation? No. Then we must estimate the lower border of the stomach. The first method of estimation I showed you, the percussion for 3 lines, and we mark the border due to change of the tympanic note of the intestine tympanic note to the stomach tympanic note. There are acoustic methods of estimation of the lower border. Steta percussion and steta friction. So we put the stethoscope here. This is called the Traubus area. This is the gas in the stomach. How to estimate this zone? This is the zone of the most loud tympanic note. Here. So I will put the stethoscope here. And then I will use the direct percussion by these 3 lines. Here the first mark, the second, and the third, like this. So now when I percute here, I don't hear any sounds. And while coming to the stethoscope, to the Traubus area, I begin to hear the sound of percuting. When I begin to hear this sound, I mark the border. You will try this. Who has a stethoscope? Let's try, so you understand what I mean. Sit down with your stethoscope and I will show you.
देखना हमें कुछ पता है
Put here and this.
ठोको लगा के ठोकते जाओ जहाँ सुनाई देगा वहाँ
Here listen.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Try yourself.
कितना स्लो स्लो कर रहा है
छोरी थोड़ी है ले छोरी टेस्ट करना
हाँ बोल दे चल अब खड़ा हो जा
Someone else
Yes.
understand the principle of this method? So we may use indirect percussion, and in this case we use direct percussion. Who else?
किसको चाहिए?
जल्दी करो यार
It is not interesting for you.
छोड़ यार अब
Fine. Yes. The next method. It's the same. I put the stethoscope and do movements like this. Here,
बाल खींच रहे होंगे
here, and here. This is the lower body. So try this method.
मैं तो की खड़ा था बड़े बात से
बुद्धि लगेगी क्या ना
Yes?
Yes.
Understand?
और ऊपर
वाटर बना
So, three methods of estimating the lower border of the stomach. The direct percussion, yes? And stator percussion and stator friction. And we may palpate the lower border. How to palpate? We put our fingers here, ask our patient to inhalate, make a skin fold till the xiphoid, and then inhalation, exhalation, dipping our fingers, exhalation, and exhalation, and rolling. In this case, the stomach is not palpated, it is normal. And in sometimes, in some patients, we can palpate the stomach. And once again, the symptoms of acute peritonitis. The anterior wall does not take part in inhalation. We does not hear any intestine motility, tenderness, and rebound, positive rebound. Okay, 4 symptoms. Enough. So now you train. At the end of the class, I will check your skills, so to help you. Okay? Okay.